Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today we have some really breaking news that I needed to cover. Not 10 minutes ago, before I started recording, the devs put out a statement finally addressing the future of the franchise and the Division 2 specifically. Now this is huge. We've been waiting for a state of the game, for a statement from them for something for a good 2 months now, ever since the last day of the game in December. Now, we did have a conference call, or an investors call, I should say, from Ubisoft the other day. I did not make a video covering it. I did put it in a community post, which a lot of you saw, and in that, they confirmed that there would be additional content for the Division 2 in 2021 and 2022, but there were no details given, and it was not from the devs themselves, so that led to a lot of skepticism from people, which isn't, I'll just say now, it's not true. I mean, if it comes from an investor call with Ubisoft, it's going to be 100% true unless something gets canceled in the future, because that is, a platform where they're, pitching to their investors. They wouldn't lie on there. So that's not how it works, or just how some people made it out to be. But I understood the sentiment that people wanted to hear from the devs themselves. And today, like I said, not 10 minutes ago, we have a brand new statement that is super revealing, and it gives us a lot of very interesting details. And so I wanted to cover that and give my brief thoughts on it because, yeah, this is major. So let's just get into the statement. I'm going to read it now, and it will be up on screen for you to see. All right, and this was posted to their Twitter, like I said, just a few minutes ago. A message from the Division 2 team. We see the ongoing conversation in our community, and we understand that you are eager for news of what lies ahead for the Division 2. Today, we are thrilled to confirm that there will be additional content for the Division 2 released later this year. It is your continuous passion and support which enables us to continue to build upon the Division 2 experience, and we cannot thank you enough for that. Some of you had noticed that Title Update 12 was originally meant to be the last major title update for the Division 2, but thanks to your continued support, we are now in the early stages of development for fresh content to release later in 2021. While it is still too early to go into more details today, you won't have to wait long, as we will share more as soon as we can. In the meantime, we again want to send a heartfelt thank you to our continued support throughout the Division 2 post-launch period. We cannot stress how much this means to us. We also want to take this opportunity to update you on a few issues currently present in the game. An investigation into the crashes affecting many of you is ongoing with the highest priority, and we are also close to finding a fix for the missing volumetric fog and screen space reflections on PlayStation 5. We will let you know when we have a date for both fixes. Until next time, the Division 2 development team. And there you have it. That is the statement from the developers on today, February the 12th, confirming that we will have continued content for the Division 2 later this year. Now, the first thing I want to talk about here is that the third paragraph here, some of you noticed that Title Update 12 was originally meant to be the last major title update for the Division 2. This is something that I called months back. People seem to be convinced that we were going to get Year 3 content from the start, and I had been saying before they even announced Star Wars that I thought TU12 was going to be the last major update. I thought that as soon as I saw the optimization station coming back in that update. So to see now that they're backtracking on that and going for additional content, it's super interesting. I think that them saying that the reason they're going to do it is because of our support, our continued support of the Division 2. I don't really know if that's true, but if it is, then that's super cool that our continued love and support of the game has caused them to go forward with more stuff, because for all we know, they were planning on not shutting down, but at least putting a halt on continuing Division development until Division 3 could come along, a few years down the line once Massive is freed up from Star Wars and Avatar. So if it's true that we're the reason that we're going to get more Division content later this year and into 2022, then that's super awesome. And I think we all deserve a big congratulations for continuing to support one of our favorite games, because that's just really cool. Now, the other thing to talk about here is what kind of content do we expect to see? Now, I think the fact that they specify that this fresh content is going to be coming later in 2021 almost confirms, or at least, suggests that it won't just be more seasons. I think if they had planned to have more seasons, we would, be hearing about one coming as soon as Season 4 ends at the start of March, and that would continue on to Season 5, etc., etc. I think the fact that they're not stating that means that we're not going to see, at least if they do bring back seasons, I think they will be more than what they have been recently. Because it seemed to me that ever since Warlords has come out, the devs have almost been playing catch up to keep up with the amount of content they're coming out with, right? Which wasn't even that much, to begin with. But I think the big reason why that was because they were starting work on Star Wars. If different studios like Red Storm were getting pulled off the project, their resources were continuing to dwindle. And so it seemed like with TU10, with TU11 and the Summit, with TU12. They've just been, barely keeping up with trying to give us something to play. And so while it's going to suck probably to wait, I would guess at least a few months before we see some of this stuff later in 2021, I'm honestly fine with it. Because if that gives them enough time to get the resources and to create something new and fresh that's not just these boring, replay, I don't know why I tried to say replayable, not replayable seasons, then I'm fine with that. I want to see something fresh and something innovative for the Division 2, and so if it's going to take them a few months to really get that going and to present that to us, then I'm completely fine with that, because I think in the end, a lot of us will be a lot more satisfied with that than if they were to just go ahead and keep scrambling to give us these super bare bone seasons and whatever other content and, crossover stuff they were going to do. I think this is the path to go, and overall I'm super pleased they were able to give us this confirmation today. So overall I am super excited to see when, they can start showing us what this content is and we get a first look at what it might be, but overall I think that we all deserve a bit of a pat on the back, and just I want to say a thanks to everyone. If it, like I said, if it is indeed true that we are the reason they're continuing development on this game, then I think that's great, and I'm super pleased that could happen because this is my favorite game franchise, and so any more content, as long as it's meaningful that they want to produce, I'm of course going to be grateful for, and if that's because of us, then that's just awesome. So big thanks to everyone. This is really exciting news, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on to be updated every time I upload. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on this announcement. This seems a lot more hopeful and a lot less corporatized than the announcement we got on the UB investor call. This seems like it's going to be some actual meaningful content releasing later in the year, not just more seasons. So let me know if you think that sounds hopeful in the comments below, and what you think this content could be, and overall what your thoughts on this announcement are, because there are a lot of interesting details in here. It's also good news that they're going to look into the PS5 issues and the crashes on PC. That is of course very prominent right now in the game, and so I think people deserve to have some news and clarification on that, so I'm glad they provided that. So thanks again, everyone. Have a great day, and until the next one, guys, RogueGold out.